NHL Nightly with your host, the sportsman, a.k.a. Peter Lebowski, a.k.a. Jeremiah Maxwell. And with him, as always, maybe Perlo, Wisdom, and Rico in Barry.
All right, what's up, everybody? Crazy day. We're going to go a little full screen here. A little early edition of NHL Nightly had to go. I mean, I don't think I was going to be able to keep track of all the trades that were happening. What's up, Logan? We got our mod in. Logan, keep your head on a swivel if something doesn't seem right. Well, let us know. Because last night we had over 2,800 people, and we'll see what happens. Sleepy news this morning. Rasmus Sandin signed a 5-year, $23 million extension with the Caps. They traded Mantha yesterday. Were we going to see some stuff? Joe Sakic was going to trade maybe his third best defenseman for Casey Middlestat. Now, I had heard Middlestat's name in trade rumors, and I don't know about you. Hey, Daniel Barry, thanks for being with us. We know you're real. Unbelievable what's happening today. I mean, the general managers are not messing around. I'm going to try to do my best to recap everything that's gone down here. Weeksy, Saravelli been breaking okay. Looks like I just heard the most recent one is the Rangers have announced Wenberg. Is that official? I haven't seen anything official.
Didn't see that either.
So we just talked about Bowen Byram for Casey Middlestat. You don't see hockey trades very often, but a straight up, Salty. Byram was traded. It's official to Buffalo for Casey Middlestat. Straight up trade. Here, let me, we'll just do this here so you can see the, what I'm looking at here. So I'm just looking at hockey, so I'm not too stressed. Let's see if we can zoom. Yeah. So Bowen Byram straight up for Casey Middlestat. We can zoom this in. Okay. What else? Canes assigned Maxime Courtois. That was a big trade. Ryan Johansson, who was released immediately, a first-round pick for Sean Walker and a fifth-round pick. So they also got Sean Walker. Hey, Jared. Welcome in to an early edition. Newly traded Ryan Johansson leads. Let's see. We know that they re-signed him. Bogosian re-signed. I'm trying to think. All right, here we go. We're getting through some of this yesterday's news, I think. Yeah, thank you, Ryan Johansson. You played half a season there. So they waived him. Philly waived him. Could potentially, with all this time, I wonder what the rules are. Could they re-sign? Could they re-sign Ryan Johansson? Is there rules against that? I just wonder. So Friedge will be on NHL Nightly. Okay. I know Edmonton did a deal too, and I'm trying to find the details on that. So Nick Seeler signed an extension with Philly, 4 years at the next 2 years are a few there. Zucker is being held out of the lineup, but Edmonton's trade was with the Anaheim Ducks and the Tampa Bay Lightning to help retain. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get. I guess cap friendly might be the best thing.
What, for the Oilers?
Yeah, I don't think Sealer's getting traded, Logan. I don't think they're going to sign a guy to a 4-year extension and then trade him. I think that's probably fake news if you've heard that. The Oilers got Adam Henrique and Sam Carrick, I think, from the Anaheim Ducks. So That deal's official. I think Saravelli's tweeted that out. Let me just go to his Twitter page here. Yeah, here we go. Trade call going down. To the Oilers, Adam Henrique, 75% retained. Sam Carrick and a 7th-round pick. To the Ducks, first-round conditional 2025 5th-round pick. And to the Bolts, 4th-round pick. The Bolts are retaining 25% of Henrique's. The 5th becomes a 4th if Edmonton wins the Cup. Tampa must also send a reserve list player. Carrick arrives at 50% retained from Anaheim. Goalie Ty Taylor is the reserve list player going to Tampa from Edmonton, and Edmonton is getting that 7th from Tampa. Those are the details. The first-round pick and Ryan Johansson for Sean Walker, and a 5th-round pick. The 2025 is top 10 protected, which in case it would slide to 2026, so it's 2025. And then, of course, we talked about the Byron and Middlestat thing. And if Philly waived Ryan Johansson right away, Will Lockwood got waived by the Florida. That's probably to make room for the Vladimir Tarasenko trade. This is kind of somebody tweeted Ryan Johansson going to the thing. It was like the old Grandpa Simpson thing. I'll just drop this because it's not making any sense. So we'll go right back to the full screen. Wow, we have 73 in the chat. I'm going to somehow say that is not an accurate number until we figure out what the weirdness is going on. Vladimir Tarasenko to Ottawa, 50% retained. Ottawa gets a 3rd and a conditional 4th-round pick. If the condition of the 4th round becomes a 3rd if the Panthers win the Stanley Cup. I like that ad for the Panthers. They didn't really have any weaknesses. Tarasenko, I looked at his numbers. He's actually having a really good year offensively. Maybe not the great, like Jay Fresh said on Twitter, he's not maybe the most mainly the most defensive oriented, but I think he was like a plus 17 on Ottawa, they're not a plus team. So the fact that he was a positive player was pretty good. Jared says, what I've heard with the NHL trade deadline, I don't expect the Flames to make any trades, and the GM is away for, I think it's going to happen, buddy. I think they're going to make some trades. I think you're going to see at the very least, you've already traded 2 of the players you needed to move, I think, in the defenseman. I'm sorry, his name escapes me because it's like the morning for me, man. It's like 11:30 here. So the Russian guy that went to Vancouver, why can't I? Zadorov. And it looks like the Lindholm, they made that trade. So I still 100% expect them to trade Noah Hannafin. I'm still hearing Tampa. We'll see. I've also heard Chychrun's name get mentioned recently, and I was hearing Chychrun to Tampa now too. So I don't know. And then as reported, the Flyers are making progress in extension for Nick Seeler. That was per Frank Saravelli, as he's reporting. That Darren Dreger reported that. So, those are the big ones right now. I'll go check on Kevin Weeks. But, wow, we are having Shane Wright will get called up when this happens. Yeah, Jersey Rips. I definitely think Winberg. Yeah, Winberg not done. Thank you, Jersey Rips. Going to be real interesting to see. Going to be real interesting to see what they do there. Weeksy. Breaking news. Yep, he broke the Middlestat news, I think. And I love how he just always gets the top of his head in these videos. Unbelievable, man. And then I don't know, we could look at Friedman. Have you heard anything on your end? You hearing anything on? I know we're missing probably Real Kipper and Bourne would be the time we would listen to that, and we would hear Nick drop some gems. I don't know, man. Crazy day to have 2 days before the trade deadline, all this stuff go down.
Yeah, I just feel bad for all those guys who have to sit in that newsroom for 12, 14 hours on Friday when most of the stuff's going to be done. The only one I'm surprised hasn't got done yet, and this could come in anytime, is wherever Gensel's going, because I don't think this waits till Friday.
I wonder if Dubas is going to miss his window to get anything of note. I mean, now Vegas is not out of it, but the teams I was hearing, Nick Robertson was held out of AHL game today. Really?
The only problem with Robertson is his value isn't where it should be. Like, you just need a little bit more playing time from that guy just to build his value up, because you're not going to get quite the kid's worth, and he's going to become a decent player, but he's about 2 years away from being that. So, I mean, the Leafs can't wait that long, so hopefully they get something for him.
Dude, yeah, Jersey Rips. Thank you. By the way, leave a like, subscribe. All rainbows and sunshine in Rangers land. This is for Pasha Eshke from Spittin' Chicklets. You know, Pasha can't be talked about. All rainbows and sunshine in Ranger lands these days, but unless they can attach a nitrous booster to Zibanejad's concrete boots, they ain't winning a thing. 74 days since he scored a 5-on-5 goal. Oh, my God. Pasha, you are hilarious, dude. And they look at Chicklets tweeted a picture of him as mini-me here. I wish I could make this larger. I thought I could make this larger. Oh, here we go. There we go. Let's see if it'll do it. Window zoom. A window zoom. Window. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is for putting it on the here we go. Oh, is that as big as I can make it? Okay. Yeah, so I'm not seeing anything new from any of the major guys. Let me check Darren Dreger. He always is breaking shit. Old Dregs. Do you miss Bob McKenzie just a little bit? You know? Yeah, I saw Jason Zucker, Jersey Rips, was held out. I think we kind of caught that at the beginning of the thing. Yeah. So Friedman, Dreger, we treated the Weeks one. So Weeks definitely broke that Middlestat Byram trade. That's a crazy trade. And I knew Buffalo was looking to move Middlestat, and I had heard Byram's name sort of get mentioned in like hypothetical trades, but not by anybody real. You know what I'm saying? Were you shocked by that? And did you think Buffalo would add on defense?
I did not see that coming unless there's another trade in the works for him. But I mean, Byram has had a bit of a down year too. Like, he was trending big time upwards like a couple of years ago when Gerard was out of the lineup and other guys were banged up. But Bowen Byram was banging everybody, and he was having it on the ice, and he was having a good year, and he just haven't heard much from him. So I mean, Middlestat.
Yes, Salty. Middlestat is better than Henry. Sorry, Rico, I didn't mean to cut you off. Logan wants Hanifin badly, being a Tampa Bay fan. And our friend Andrew Ford, Andrew, good to see you. He says, hearing Rangers acquiring Wenberg. Yeah, we're hearing that too, but we haven't seen anything official. Nothing has come across the board here. It's been, dude, it was a mad flurry. I was like, dude, I was like, I got to get in the shower. I was doing my morning routine. I saw an Edmonton fan already a little irritated what they did with the Anaheim thing. I mean, I thought Edmonton needed to add depth, and they added depth. They added 2 forward depth. I think that's probably as good as they're going to get given their cap situation. So we'll see.
And they needed a centerman too. So that that slots Henrique right beside Evander Kane and Corey Perry on a third line. Like that is a shutdown third line that's pretty decent. We got some grit there. Good playoff line. Henrique, Perry, and Kane.
Yeah, I just wonder with like Henrique's not a super fast guy. Look, he's gonna help him. Like when they're facing a healthy Vegas or or a deep team like Dallas, if they end up playing them or something. So, yeah. So also, Caps called back up Ivan Miroshnichenko because of the trade with Anthony Mantha. Already seen Anthony Mantha in Vegas colors, so he will probably play for them. They need to kind of stop the losing too. Like we quietly didn't talk about it, but Vegas has slid out of. They're in a wild card now. Oh, they might actually be back in third because because they didn't get a point. So LA's is firmly stretched in the third wild card, I believe. Here, I'll 4-year extension for Sealer. That was Dreger's 26 minutes ago. Yeah, so in the West and the Pacific, Edmonton's not catching Vancouver. Vancouver beat them this year too, so that's not going to happen. Yeah, I agree with that, Jersey, that Byram would be the third best D. And hey, we got Perlo here. Hey, Perlo's in. So we didn't know the trade deadline was going to happen early, man. So we're going to do NHL Nightly at 4 p.m. Eastern.
Boys, there's people throwing it out there on Twitter right now that Colorado sending away Ryan Johansson is making room for something a little bigger, aka maybe Sid Crosby.
Nah, because Middlestat makes comparable money. I just don't. I know Perlo. He only has 1 year left on his deal after this year. All right, fella. All right,
dude. I was listening to Missing Curfew podcast today with O'Brien and Upshaw, and right at the end of their pod, they're like, Sid Crosby to Colorado, getting there playing with McKinnon. You heard it here first. I was like, I wish I could just answer you guys right now and say Mr. Perlo had it first.
Yeah. Perlo's had it first. We're just going to say, I don't think there's been a single person. We know who's the host of TSN Drive or whatever, Overdrive.
Brian Hayes
stole it from Perlo. Perlo had it first. By the way, we got 153 in the chat again. I wonder how real that is. So Perlo, I don't know if you heard, occupancy got back to me today at 10. He was never in the chat last night. So from now on, we only DM the link to people we know to their Twitter DM. We don't drop the link in the chat until we figure out what's going on there. Because, anyway, we got to figure this out. I'm going to reach out to StreamYard, too, and see what we could do about KQ, because I have no idea how to KQ, if you're listening, just create a new thing or something. So, I mean, it looks like you had a pretty generic YouTube thing. I don't know what just create a new one. If you don't have to move a lot of content, it's just easier to create a new account than us figure it out. It's not blocked on YouTube, and I can't figure out how to block here. Anyway, Bruins called up Mark McLaughlin, no corresponding move. Okay, that's interesting. I don't think it's coming back. Jersey Rips, he's skating. The rumor is if they can make it to like the second round, Landeskog would probably be back. So if they get Landeskog back, I mean, oh man, I can hear him crying in Edmonton if Colorado in the Western Conference Finals. What do you think, Bill? So the big news is the Oilers, Sam Carrick, and Enrique. Did you see that? What are your thoughts there? Oh, we're not hearing Perlo. Maybe back out. Maybe back in. Are you hearing audio from Perlo?
I don't know.
I'm hearing any audio, buddy, so you could just drop out, restart your browser, and I'll DM you a link if you need again. You shouldn't need it though. You should be able to log in yourself. Yeah, just restart your browser or something. I don't know what's going on there. Something be going on with your audio drivers in your computer or something. So restart there. I'll NHL trade deadline. Yeah, so the Tarasenko move, that's a big move. You heard the Rangers were interested in Everly. I'm assuming that's who you mean. Andrew Ford, yeah. Yeah, that's weird that 2 days in a row Perlo hasn't had audio. Maybe you're being hacked too, Perlo.
So Nick Seeler signed an extension with the
I reported that.
Oh wow.
Yep, 4 years. Yep. And because somebody said in the chat, Logan said he thought
Seeler is going to be traded.
He thought Seeler could still be traded. I said, not after they signed a 4-year extension. We're not going to see that. Let's try Perlo again. Let's see if he gets. Sweet. He took Perlo. You got audio or? Man, I cannot hear you, man. Can't hear you at all. Restart your browser. Yep, restart your browser. I hear like a muffled noise, but it's I can't hear them at all. So let's see what. Here, let me drop you real quick, Rico. Yeah. So Jersey Rips. By the way, thanks for being with us. Shout out you. Let's here we get Rico back in. Okay, Rico's back. Yeah. So it's going down, man. Oh, here we go. Elliot Friedman just reported Wenberg to New York Rangers is done. So you called it, Andrew. The Elliot Friedman all over it. So, by the way, we're up to 500 subscribers. We hit 500 subscribers today. Nice. Now, how many of them are bots and real? Who knows? But we hit 500 subscribers, so I wanted to hit 500 by the end of the year. Yay! So we did it by the end of the. Okay, here we got Perlo back.
All right, the road to 1,000 subscribers starts now, boys.
How's that?
Yeah, you sound great. Yeah, you sound great, buddy. You sound good. Okay. Everything's good.
So I wanted to say about Enrique. I don't even know why I never even thought about it. I guess I'm so used to the Oilers not doing anything that I like that I didn't even think about Enrique going there. What a great move. What a great move. I love that move for the Oilers.
Well, and Sam Carrick, too. And Sam Carrick.
Sam Carrick, yeah. Good grinder guy down there in the bottom. It's good.
Perlo, what do you think? Henrique between Evander Kane and Corey Perry on the third line?
Probably something like that, yeah. There's a lot of ways they can mix her up now there. And the great thing about Enrique is he generally fits seamlessly into teams. Like his style of play just works with just about anybody. So I like him. I like that move a lot. It was a great move.
So that was Edmonton's first round pick they sent for Henrique, right? That was the carrot Edmonton was dangling.
Yeah, they sent a first round pick. But they got 2 players, though. They're going to help them in the playoffs, and they didn't give up a player. This is, to me, that McDavid and that roster saying they didn't want anybody traded. You know? So I think it's a low risk move. You don't need your first. You're in win now mode for Edmonton anyway. After this next year, Dreisaitl's a UFA. So they got to win this year or next year. Like, that's it. And if they don't win, I think you're going to see Jersey Rip says per LeBron, 1 million trade call was just completed. Wenberg traded the Rangers. Yep, thank you. Yep, I got it from Friedman, but LeBron had it too. It came up on my Twitter as Friedman got it first on my thing, but
yeah, it's nice that Edmonton didn't have to give up a roster player because that's going to be a low-round first-round pick anyway. And I would rather give up picks than a roster player like a Dylan Holloway or other guys we mentioned because Edmonton knows what those guys are. They drafted and they're developing these players. So, I mean, picks are like fish in a barrel, especially that late in the round as well, too.
Well, if they win the cup, it's basically a second-round pick anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's a 32nd overall pick. You know, and it sounds like the draft this next year isn't that top. It's not that heavy in talent. I mean, again, I think some teams are getting caught up on scouting and stuff, even from the pandemic. So you never know. Oh, So Frank Saravelli, Alex Wenberg, 50% retained to Seattle, a 2024 second round pick, and Dallas's 2025 fourth round pick. So nice job by the Rangers. They gave up nothing. They get Wenberg at 50% retains. That solves that center issue. And there's rumors they're in on Gensel, and they've got some top prospects they could give up. So we'll see. I again, if it's me, and I'm going after Pavel Buchnevich, big Russian forward, played there, makes way less money. I agree, Logan. I think a second and fourth is expensive, but they got 50% retained. That's what I was saying about Mantha. There were Caps fans going, "Oh, Mantha, we didn't get enough for him." I go, "What are you talking about? They couldn't give Mantha away in the second half." And yeah, we've got, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is happening here? Like, we couldn't give Mantha away, and we get a second and fourth round for him for the retention, which, again, the retention is not beyond this year. So, well, I'll tell you what, Andrew. Andrew says he doesn't think Gensel's getting traded. I'll tell you what. Jordan Poyer being released by the Buffalo Bills, by the way. Lots of safeties out there because the Giants aren't re-signing Xavier McKinney. Oh, maybe Jordan Poyer, former New York, going to be a New York Giant. We'll see. But I am blown away by what's going on in the hockey world today. This will be our NHL nightly show for the day, so we'll preview tomorrow's games tonight before we get off, since we've got everybody on early. Just had to. We got another trade. Oh no, that's a hypothetical. I'm sorry. I was like Jason Zucker for Capo Caco, but that's not it. That wasn't a trade. No trade.
I hope not.
No, never. That was that hypothetical. Would you say no trade?
Yeah.
Let's. I wonder how many we have on Twitter watching us. Yeah, I did see Tim York send out a tweet too. He's working through all his issues, so that's good stuff. We'll figure all this out. I got to talk to StreamYard, I think. Dylan Travers, thank you, buddy. Dylan, I also reached back out to the Seattle Kraken guys. Maybe post-trade deadline, we'll get those guys on again. Dylan and RJ Eskinos from Emerald City Hockey. Those guys are awesome. Dylan, former hockey scout, and RJ, a reporter for the Seattle Kraken. I like my people, man. I like my people. So I like bringing back the regs. Also going to reach out to Colby Cohen and Johnny Lazarus, who covers I've developed a pretty good rapport with those guys and should see them then, we might reach out to a movie star I know named Brian McGonigal. I don't know if you guys know who Brian McGonigal is. He's in a new hockey movie. He's a new hockey movie called The Late Game. Check it out on Amazon Prime. Do you guys have Amazon Prime and Prime Video in Canada? So you can watch it on Prime Video. And I really enjoyed it, man. I watched it yesterday, and RA made me laugh. So, Emerald City says, decent return for Wenberg. At first was always ambitious. Wenberg must be pretty young. What's the stats on? I know he doesn't have. Is he
28? Off the top of my head, I think he's 28.
Okay.
They probably don't have him.
I'll look it up right now.
I was just looking it up, but I don't think Cap Friendly put him on the Rangers yet.
No, Cap Friendly's working overtime today, man. We got to give. I was telling Twisted Wrister because he went live a little bit earlier. Shout out Twisted Wrister. I was saying 29. 29. Okay, all right, yeah. So he's not a young guy, but it's not like he's 38. So,
29. I was wrong. 29.
Yeah, you must have not heard Rico. He beat you to the punch there about 30 seconds ago.
Did he?
Yeah.
Sorry. You were talking over him. I didn't hear it.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, Andrew, I agree with you. Andrew says Rangers are going to need to make another move or else. Yeah. I think they sent some guys down. Why am I getting pop-ups for this website? Get out of here with this bullshit, Cap Friendly. Like, get out of here. Andrew says he'll probably play with Rempe. I think they probably have him at third line. I don't know. We'll see. What does Rocket think? Rocket, we haven't defined Rocket as a hockey fan yet. What do you think, Rocket? Are you who do you like? Who do you like? Where's Flynn Flammer? Okay. Yeah, so craziness. Oh.
I'm just sharing.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to shout out hockey jerseys too. They got back to me today. They are going to send me another jersey. Once I returned the third Jonathan Toews jersey I got back from them. So shout out them. Goudreau might be getting traded too. Yeah, I heard his name kind of in trade rumors. The Capital says, sneaky tidbit here. Following the Capitals trade of Anthony Mantha, Miroshchenko looks like he's still on the Caps roster after Dubé, Phillips, and Kuznetsov have all been sent to Hershey. Easy to miss that Washington. I'm hoping he draws in versus Pittsburgh. They play Pittsburgh on Thursday. Caps and Pens. Oh, hell yeah. I got to get that book too. Yeah, I have seen a bunch of pictures of a happy Kuznetsov and Hershey Bears gear and stuff. Kind of enjoying that, man. I hope he just tears it up down there and does really well. So that'll be good. I mean, the Capitals don't need him this year anyway. It sure looks like after the Mantha trade, I expect them. I was a little bit surprised. I honestly thought Edmonton, the way Jason Gregor was talking, I was pretty sure that Edmonton would be in on they would be in on Nick Dowd and potentially maybe Joel Edmondson or something. Yeah, Edmondson's definitely going to get traded, Andrew. He's a UFA. The Caps don't have any reason to keep him. Guys like Nick Jensen and Trevor Van Riemsdyk have a couple years left on their deal. I think if they move those guys, it'd be next year if they're not in the playoff mix. So, let me mute this if you guys are hearing. I got a dog running around like a moron. Yeah. So, I mean, I'll tell you what, man, good move up by Kenny Holland getting those guys in there because I think time was running out for teams. Now, that being said, oh shit, what do we got here? Oh my! Oh, okay. Milbury versus JR. Lindy Ruff has been fired 48 hours now, and the only change we've gotten is Sonone Nemec being a press box guy. That's from the Brat Pack. Devils fans not happy. Let the games begin from Bill Armstrong's burner account. By the way, I was so glad I talked to Bill Armstrong. Didn't have the courage to talk to Doug Gilmour at the Hockey Hall of Fame, but I did talk to Bill Armstrong to tell him about Bill Armstrong's burner account. This is me and my idiocy. Okay, buddy. Man. Yep. Okay. The Rasmus Sandin signing. Really think Winbergs and Zuckers are when teams risk veering into overpay territory. I'm pretty lenient, and this is from Sarah Sivian, by the way, writer for Bleacher Report. I'm pretty lenient and generally take just do what it takes to win and entertain camp. But a first rounder for 9 goals. I love Winberg's game, and it fits in your system. Though, does it fit in your? They didn't give him a first rounder though, so not a big deal there. She tweets the graph, but I don't think it was first rounder. Bucci, cheers. So I don't think Friday is going to be as busy now with all these early trades. What other moves do you guys think?
Correctly? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Perlo. Yeah, go.
Didn't Wayne play with Trocheck in Florida? If I remember correctly.
I think you are 1,000,000% correct on that. Actually, yes. Yeah, I believe you are 100% correct on that. Let me bring up Cap Friendly again, and we'll see if they've got that. So
while you're doing that, imagine if you're Johansson, you get traded to a team, and they immediately put you on waivers.
Well, you don't get. So Perlo, I have a question for you. If you know the answer, because we talked about this before you were on. What if they waive him? He falls through waivers, does not take the assignment, and becomes a UFA. Could Colorado bring him right back for like a league minimum?
Oh yeah, maybe.
I wonder if that's what they're going to do to make it work, and they work that deal out with. Now, is that legal? Can they even do that?
I think he's got to obviously go through the other teams from the bottom to the top. I think the last place team has first crack at him, don't they not? Isn't that the way it goes?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's how it happens in baseball.
That's right, true. But if he has to pass through waivers, right? But if he goes all the way through waivers for Philly, and then he has to go to Lehigh Valley or whatever their AHL team is. If he doesn't accept assignment, they could just terminate his contract. And if he doesn't, so I just wonder. If,
I'm not 100% on this, so don't quote me on this.
Yeah.
From what I understand, though, if you get your contract terminated because of basically it's a breach, you are not allowed to sign another contract until the following season or in the summer. I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me, but I remember.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, that makes a lot of sense. What you're saying makes a lot of sense, because when a lot of teams do this, we're going to trade this guy, we'll move him off the books, and then we'll just pick him up on, Yeah. So.
Yeah, and Colorado can't pick him up. For a certain amount of time after trading him either. So
yeah, well, so Perlo, you asked me the question earlier in the year. What was the deadline that somebody could sign as a UFA and play on the playoffs? That is Friday. That is Friday, March the 9th this year. So that is always the trade. The trade deadline is the gauge. You're not allowed to add any players that will be able to play on your playoff roster. So if you have anybody in mind, you better get them in your system, whether it's on the AHL or whatever. So,
right.
37 years ago, Lethal Weapon came out, by the way, thanks to our friends at sportsandnonsense.com. And Danny Glover was 41 when he was, quote, too old for this shit. I always laugh. Always laugh at that. So, so Shane Wright probably getting called up to the Seattle Kraken, maybe? You think?
How's he doing down there?
I have not been able to keep. Honestly, man, this is another example of the NHL just crushing a fan base before it even gets started because of the blackouts. I have to go to a shady website to watch Seattle Kraken games. I haven't been following them as closely this year because one, they haven't been as good, right? I mean, they've not been as good. Perlo, you predicted that, so
yeah.
Biz is advocating for Elon Musk to get Pasha kicked off Twitter because of his Rangers take. Did you hear Pasha's Ranger take, Perlo? I don't know if you were in when I read that. So
no,
he just said all rainbow. Pasha, noted Canadian from Vancouver, but noted New Jersey Devils fans. He goes, also, I'm going to read it again for you, Perlo, so you can react. All rainbows and sunshine in Rangers land these days, unless they can attach in nitrous boosters to Zibanejad's concrete bursts. They ain't winning a thing. 74 days since he scored a 5-on-5 goal. Yikes. Devils in 7, he said. Hashtag Devils in 7. Well, Devils ain't making the playoffs this year, brother. Yeah. But yeah, I do agree. Zibanejad's starting to scare me. I have actually been kind of worried about him for a long time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
shout out Jason Blake's son, former Maple Leaf. Jason Blake, his son Jackson is a stud for the NCHC conference, scoring with 35 points. He's tied the record. He plays for the North Dakota, whatever they are. They used to be the Fighting Sioux, so I don't know what the fuck they are now. Yeah, I'm waiting to see. Could Avs Scotty Upshaw saying could Avs be Crosby perhaps? Now is the time. Okay, Updog doing his best there to. Oh God, dude. I mean, really, the problem is what would Colorado would have to give up like three or four first round picks, and
For what? For who?
for Sydney.
Oh, Crosby. I don't know what the heck that would be, because he would go wherever he wanted to. They might not have to give up as much as you think. Like he's not like anybody's going to be bartering for his services unless he does give him a couple teams. Maybe he's nice enough to do that. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah. All I know is Colorado and McKinnon on the same team would be freaking awesome. That's all I know.
I remember going. So I happened to be at the Colorado Avalanche Stanley Cup parade when they went through Denver, and Bowen Byram was running around a lot and I just tweeted out a video drinking and stuff. The police tried to kick him out of his own parade. And everyone was like, "He's on the team! He's on the team!" Hey, by the way, just a little WWE news for those of you that like wrestling like me. Shout out to Paul Heyman, best on the microphone ever. He's kept the bloodline relevant for like 2 years because they don't wrestle that much. We are sending Avery Zaretsky to the Seattle Kraken as part of the Wenberg deal. Avery Zaretsky is one of the co-hosts with Johnny Lazarus on the Blue. What is their? I'm so sorry, man. Laz, I can't think of the name of their thing. Brain. It's too early in the morning for me, man. I've been up since 4, but it's too early. It's too early still. It's like midday. Yeah, unbelievable, man. Oh, shout out my boy Xavier from Twitter at Nick Dowder or Dick Nowder at Dick Nowder. He met Ovi. Met Ovi one. That's a good one. Here we'll show Xavier. Oh no. We show Xavier. Let's see. I love they showed Ovi in a Jeopardy question. Here's Xavier. Xavier met Ovi. Look, Ovi looking, looking every bit of 38 years. By the way, I'm about a decade older than Ovi, and I don't have that kind of gray. I mean, it does help that all this came off, but Ovi got some gray, man. Ovi got some gray. All right. What's up, man? Can I let you down? Here, I'll let you go down with the ball. Okay, sorry. Little interlude here. Caleb Weller, anything on Jari possibly been trading? I have not seen anything from Pittsburgh. I think they'd have a tough time moving that contract because they just signed an extension to him. Huh? How you guys feel there? Christian Jari maybe be out? I think Pittsburgh's going to move Getzel, and that's probably it. I mean, they should probably try to trade Riley Smith too, huh?
Yeah, I
mean, he's got playoff experience. Riley Smith would be a good little addition.
Yeah, he was on the cup-winning team last year, in fact. So Pittsburgh's UFAs are Harkins, Jensen Harkins. He's a waiver claim, so they're not going to probably trade him for anything. Jeff Carter could be a guy, somebody maybe – I wouldn't trust Jeff Carter on anything more than fourth line at this stage in his career. He's 39 years old. But maybe Jeff Carter, 50% retained. Well, dude, I mean, he makes $3 million too. Like, even the Kings couldn't get him back in there. Yeah, so I mean, really, it's Getsel who's on LTIR, and they're gonna have to retain on him probably too, $6 million. And as far as Tristan Jarry has $5,375,000 a year, so he makes 5.375. He's got a deal till 2028. Nedeljkovic is the free agent goalie they have that they could maybe move, Caleb. That would be the guy, I think. Caleb's question in there, but I'm not. I don't see it, guys. Yeah, so Jersey Rips, I agree. I think Winberg will play third line for the Rangers and Brodzinski to the fourth. Brodzinski's actually played really well for the Rangers. Everybody that's a fan of this show knows I watch a lot of them. The conditional 2025 fourth-round pick headed to Seattle in the Alex Winberg deal. It becomes a third-rounder if Nils Lundqvist gets 55 points this season. He's currently at 15. Okay. I'll be really interested. Go ahead, Perlo. Go ahead.
I was just saying, do you guys have any, I've been looking for a spot for Gunsel, and I really, what do you guys think? Like, where do you think he could end up?
Colorado.
Okay, so you think that they'll use that cap space to add another forward like that? That $5 million or whatever?
I mean, they did the Middlestat deal, right? And then they got Sean Walker, but they moved out Johansson's contract. I'd be interested. It feels like they're not done. But, I mean, realistically,
they want a young player, like that's almost NHL ready or close to, and a prospect and a first-round pick. That's what I heard they want.
Yep. Nope. And I think that's a good ask. Now, let me ask you this. Let me reverse the tables on you. Has Dubas waited too long to make a move? And should he have been out in front on this? Now, I get it. They're trying to compete, but Gensel's not even in their lineup right now. You know you're not bringing him back. Or, I mean, you could still bring him back, but you could try to sign him as a UFA in the offseason, but do you think he made it?
I'm just looking at Colorado's depth, and I don't see really anybody here that stands out that I would want on as a prospect or a young player. They're kind of shallow with that. They got the 2024 first, but
yeah, we're definitely going to get that first in there for Guentzel, I'm sure. What about don't they have a couple of guys on ELCs like that? Sage Weinstein. They got a couple of guys, young guys, Sage Weinstein. I don't know. They got a couple of guys that they might be interested.
I think they'd have to give up Caleb Ritchie, the guy that they just drafted in 27th overall. I think they'd have to give up him.
Do they have him? Do they even have him signed, though? I don't think he's even signed. Is he?
No, he's not signed yet, so they'd have to sign him, yeah.
They did sign Ivan, by the way, to an ELC. You guys see that? Ivan? His name is Ivan. And I think his middle name is Ivan. He's a Czech player. He's 21. They just did an ELC with him. That's a guy that we could see. You know, these are these things you never see, these little low key things. Here's a guy played in a lot of international competition for the Czechs. And he's 21. He's a center. These are the guys you see step in sometimes in the playoffs. You never hear about, and they come in and they make some noise. So I'd be really curious to see. I'd be really curious to see. So yesterday's show, we previewed tonight's games. There's only 3. Let's go ahead while we're waiting for more news to break, because I think we're gonna see a few more things here. Let me see. Oh, something just Cervelli just tweeted something. Now he's just giving the full trade details on the he did say, okay, Jersey Rips, you are 100%. The conditional 4th rounder pick transfer, which is if Nils Lundqvist stores 55 feet between these 2 first seasons in Dallas. It becomes the 3rd pick. So Lundqvist is currently at 31 points combined. So that had something to do with the Dallas pick back. So that's why that was in the deal with Nils Lundqvist to Dallas when they traded the 1st round pick for him. So I actually think that trade's not as good as Dallas has done drafting and stuff. That Nils Lundqvist trade has not really worked out that great for them. How are you reeling with the Alexander Renberg trade? Hockey Canada is asking. I don't know. I mean, if you're a diehard Seattle Kraken fan, are you really that sad to see Alex Wenberg go? I don't know. Like, sorry, man. You got that, honestly, too, I like, as much as we thought, hey, Rich, as much as we thought Seattle would make the playoffs, and I know I kind of talked you into it, Perlo, when your initial thoughts were they weren't going to make the playoffs. But I'm pretty dude, man, it's showing we have how many people do we have on this? Oh, okay. Sorry, man. Maybe we're getting a lot of these down the Twitter.
Wenberg's pretty mad player. Like he's a 3rd line center.
Yeah, I mean 14 points or something. It's not like anything ridiculous. So yeah.
Friedman's gonna be on the TNT broadcast tonight as well, too.
Yeah. Yeah, he's on NHL Network tonight too, I think too. There's just way too much going down. It's going to be, I mean, look, I think a lot of teams are super up against the cap too, right? So
yeah, you're seeing how like the cap is not as big of a deal because you got some other team like Tampa Bay took some of the money for Enrique or something like that.
Yeah, but they have to give up a 4th round pick for it. I guarantee they don't want to do that.
You don't want to, but I mean, you want the player. How often does a 4th rounder actually make it? So there's always a way if you really want to get it done. It seems. Look at that! What Toronto ended up paying Lyabushkin like $625,000 all said and done after they took salary.
Well, they're probably trying to make more moves too. They're up against the cap, but they're like. I mean, if they had done bridge deals for those guys, they're just their own worst enemy there. I just feel like, where are they sitting? Do they have any LT? I mean, they still have the buzz and LTIR space is helping them. But right now it says current cap space and deadline cap space, 144,000. They had to make that trade. They can't even add a league minimum player right now. Who do you dump off? Now I heard Robertson is not, we just said, I don't know if that happened before you came on, Perlo, but Rico was saying, it's not a good time to tame Robinson, but I think they kind of don't have it. Robertson, I don't know what they got there, and he makes this is the last year of his deal, entry-level deal anyway, Rico. So like, I mean, they're going to have to pay him. So this is probably the best time to move him if you're not going to keep him on your roster. Do you trade a guy like Topi Niemelä? And then, of course, everybody I'm hearing is like Easton Cowan, Fraser Minton. Hot Take Hockey said Fraser Minton's a guy he would trade. He's 19. He's on his ELC. And then Easton Cowan. Yeah.
I wouldn't trade Cowan.
Tim, how's it going? Good to see you. Hopefully this is the real Tim. Tim, I hope you're real. Yeah. Because occupancy in our chat last night was not real.
No.
Oh.
And I'm pretty sure neither was, what was the one we were talking about yesterday, Rico? That he said he doesn't talk like that.
Oh, Jay.
Yeah, Jay Punselin, yeah. He doesn't talk like that.
I didn't see Jay in the chat at all yesterday.
No, it wasn't Jay. Was it Jay? Or was it Andrew?
Jay wasn't in yesterday.
Oh, Andrew, sorry.
It was Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew doesn't talk like that. Like he was.
Yeah, there was like he might have been in there for a bit, but when he started talking, he was using like a lot of big words and stuff. That's not Andrew. He's not like that. So, yeah.
Ken Holland's going to have a Perlo, so be on the lookout. Ken Holland, if you get Oilers Plus, Ken Holland will address the media from Columbus at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. So that is in like 5 minutes, right? Oh no. That was like 30 minutes ago. Sorry. Why am I getting all this late? Ken Holland parted first ways with a first-round pick for a rental on Wednesday, a year after dealing away a first-round pick and a first-rounder for Etias Ekholm. Now that's going in all in. Yep, okay. I like the Henry Carrick ads for them. I think that both those guys play center, too. That's really good for Edmonton. Yeah, okay.
I think send Nick Robertson to Montreal for David Savard. Work that out somehow. If they're holding him out of the lineup, another right shot D, good playoff type player.
No, I don't think so, Tim. We'll figure it out. Hey, Jackie Chan, how's it going?
Savard's kind of gone downhill quite a bit, though. I would hope that they're doing everything they can to get Hanifin. But I heard that Hanifin doesn't want to play in Canada. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just a rumor. But that would be like that. They would. I think they need Hanifin more than any other team.
Throw up our little disclaimer if we get any more comments from bots or whatever. Yeah, looks like the Alex Wenberg trade is going to be the last one there. So Edmonton got a goalie in that trade too.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they got Adam Henrique, Sam Carrick, and goalie Ty Taylor, and a 2024 7th-round pick. Tampa got Edmonton's 2025 4th-round pick. Again, that was conditional. If they win the Cup, I think it goes to 2024. And Anaheim got a first and a conditional 5th-round pick, but I believe that 5th-round pick goes to a 4th-round pick. So
Ty Taylor.
So Zach says, I have a question for Pittsburgh, and I'm hearing 2 teams are in the running for Jake G. Who do you guys think the teams are? Well, Zach, I said definitely Colorado, I think, is in the mix. I don't know who else you guys. I've heard Rangers. I've heard Rangers are really in on him, so they need to add some scoring. And if Zibanejad hasn't scored a 5v5 goal in 7 days, that's scary. So that's what I think.
I heard Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas too. I mean, Vegas could still. That's a good one too, Perlo, because they didn't really have to retain much on Anthony Mantha. They didn't have to squeeze him in, so they've got about $5 million. So they could probably give up a first, some prospects, and a player. And
that Gunsel, Eichel, Marchessault line would be fun to watch for sure. Or if they decide to do it that way, but. I was just working on something. I forgot what it was.
By the way, Vegas, we were talking about Vegas. They are in the first wild card now because they are 2-7-1 in their last 10. Now, look, they've been brutalized by injuries too. And thank God they had a good start to the season, right? Like, it shows you if you have a bad start to the season, like, they're still a plus team. Like I said, I think we've seen the team. I think everything's lockstep the way it's going to be. I don't think we're going to see anybody. I don't think anybody's going to pass Tampa and the Red Wings. I think you could see potentially the Flyers fall out of that 3rd Metro spot. Maybe the Islanders catch them. I mean, they're only 2 points back, and they have 2 games in hand. So if the Flyers win those 2 games, or the Islanders win those 2 games, you could see. And you know what? Gensel could be a Islander too.
Yeah, I did think about that, but I just don't know if they have much to give them. The cupboard is bare there. That's the only thing. They certainly need a guy like that for sure, but see a big difference for him playing.
Tim, I sent you a DM. Just check your Twitter DM. I'm gonna have to end the Instagram stream, so I appreciate everybody checking out Instagram. We did have some people come on that way. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming on. Instagram will be over. We're gonna go ahead and preview tomorrow's games and hope that something breaks while we're doing that. I do love this. They did. I don't know if you follow NHL Humor. If you're on Instagram, they said Sidney Crosby was traded. Pretty funny. By the way, shout out Sting had his last. Yeah, Jackie Chan, just don't worry about all that, man. That's all fake stuff. Rico, you're muted. Rico, are you? Oh, is he on the phone? He might be on the phone.
Yeah, we got to get into these games because I got to boot out of here. I still got a cat basketball before I head out before 5 o'clock. So
all right, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, I apologize for the early thing. There was just
no.
I'm reaching out to somebody here. Okay, so 12 games on Thursday. Let's just preview a couple of them and then we can talk about it after the fact.
Tonight, yeah.
No, this is
right?
No, this is the stream today, I think. Yeah, this is the stream. We'll call this the stream.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll call this the stream.
Just do the really good games.
Maple Leafs.
If you want all my picks, make sure you go to bpalpicks.com. Remember.
Yeah, bpalpicks.com. Absolutely. Let's preview Maple Leafs Bruins. Let's do Caps Pens. That's a big one for really kind of for both. Really, I pretty much think both those teams are dead. I don't know if Rico's on a call. He's still muted. Canucks Golden Knights. That's a pretty big game. And then maybe Sharks Islanders because Islanders need to win that one. So Flames Lightning. That's kind of a decent game too. So let's do those. Maple Leafs Bruins. Maple Leafs are the road dog, rightfully so.
Yeah, sorry guys, I was just on a call.
Yeah. What do you guys got for Maple Leafs Bruins?
Oh, Toronto just lost to Boston, right?
Yeah. It's in Boston.
Yeah. And it's in Boston. Yeah, it's like you would think it's a revenge game for Toronto. It's like quick revenge. You lose one, go back into their building, beat them. So I would slightly lean Toronto there, but honestly, I don't have much faith in Toronto this year at all. It's like really, every time I look at that defense, it just does not look good. But I think for this game, they're going to put everything they got into beating Boston, getting Boston back here. Should be a great game. That's the big thing here. I can't wait to watch this game. It's going to be fun to watch. But
I agree.
I would take Toronto. Probably take the over too. I think it'll be high paced.
Plus 120 Toronto. You very rarely get them plus money. So I like that. Yeah. What do you think, Rico?
Yeah, it all depends. I think if Toronto loses to Buffalo, they'll win in Boston. But I think if they they kick Buffalo's ass tonight, they'll probably maybe lose in Boston. I don't know. Boston's coming off a tough loss against Edmonton last night too, and they need points. I mean, this is going to be probably a draw game. If I were to pick Toronto and Boston, I'd probably go with the draw.
Could see that. Yeah. That'd be good. I like the over.
Yeah. I guarantee Buffalo beats the Leafs tonight. They always play them tough, man. They and that game's in Toronto, right?
Yeah, actually, you're right, because Toronto will be looking ahead to this Boston game.
It's a back-to-back, too. It's a back-to-back for Toronto.
Yeah, they're at home tonight against Buffalo, and they play in Boston tomorrow night.
Yeah. Yeah, Rich H., I don't know what Toronto's back-to-back record is. We need to have a site where we can reference that. If any of you guys know that stat. Jason 49ers joining us. Canadians. Okay, so the next game we're going to preview is Flyers-Panthers. Panthers made the first move of the day, and the floodgates open. They got Vladimir Tarasenko, really for nothing, 2 third-round picks. And I think one of them is a conditional third-round pick, so they don't even have to pay that if they don't win the Stanley Cup or make the finals or something. Yeah. Flyers, Panthers.
This is a third game in 4 nights for Florida. It'll probably be a pretty tight game. I mean, I would probably take a small lean with Philadelphia here. I know Florida's on a winning streak, but
yeah, I mean, this is a big game for the Flyers too, man. I mean, like, they're gonna try to make the playoffs. They gotta keep winning. So I don't know. It's gonna be yeah, I don't know how I'm coming the people I did watching. I think it's looking at that. Okay. Yeah, I don't think Crosby's going to be upset if Jan gets traded, Jordan. He knows the writing's on the wall. He's already probably upset. Perlo, I butterflies won 98, but the Panthers are just good, man. Like, they're just good.
Yeah, they are. That's why I don't like the side here, because I don't want to get in front of Florida, to tell you the honest truth. I would look at, see, we got so far, I think I got a 6.5 here. Yeah, under. I think it'll be under. I don't think this will be a high scoring game. I think it's going to be a tight game. Philadelphia is going to try to keep it close all through the game. And Florida's been playing just absolutely unbelievable defense. So I would go with the under rather than the side. I'm not going to
6.5. 6.5. I agree with you, Perlo. I like that.
Yeah, I'm not going to disrespect Philadelphia because they can beat anybody anytime the way they play. I have a lot of respect for that team. And Florida is just like you said, it's just too good. So even in a bad spot, they're pretty good.
Do they get Konechny back too? He's supposed to be. He's on the verge of coming back. Yeah, they're leading goal scorer. Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see. Caps, Penguins. Caps are a road dog, plus 142. Penguins coming off a 5-3 win over Columbus, where one of Columbus's own defensemen put in the puck on their own net. So that could have been a different game there. That happened in the Nashville game too, by the way. The guy threw it off the stanchions and the goalie went to play it and went right in. I don't know if you saw that, but that was why Montreal won that game. Basically, they had a power play to start the overtime. So they got a free goal against the team on a heater. That isn't how it goes. Of course, I'm going to ride with the Caps at plus money against the Penguins. I actually think they've played pretty good. And I don't think the drop-off with Miroshnichenko is going to be that big. I think these young, hungry kids are coming up from Hershey trying to cement themselves in the NHL. Right now, Hershey's the better team. They're playing really, really well. So, especially if it's Charlie Lindgren in net, he's played really, really well. He's only had a couple bad games. So, hey, Andrew, thanks for joining us. We're almost finishing up here for an early show tonight. So, spread the word. What do you got there, Rico, for the Caps pins?
I like Washington there. I think Pittsburgh, there's just going to be too much going on there with the Gensel talks and just distracted. I think Washington's going to come off that loss and try and save their season here and beat Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, it's do or die for both teams, right? What do you think, Perlo?
I think Washington absolutely obliterates Pittsburgh. I don't think it's pretty at all. I think
the over under is 6.5. Wow, you love the plus money on the Caps too, huh? Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, Pittsburgh, okay, they just beat Columbus, but Washington actually is going for a playoff spot right now. I trust that. Not that Sullivan's a bad coach, but I love that Carberry guy, and they're big, they're strong, they have speed. I've undervalued them all year, and I'm not going to undervalue them here. I don't think Pittsburgh's going to keep up with the weight, the size, and the speed of Washington in the spot because, like Rico said, it's going to take all the hooplas going on with the trade deadline, and it's like we're missing the playoffs. We're going to lose people. They don't know what's going on there. So I like Washington.
Oilers look for a 7D man, likely Edmondson or Savard. I think Edmondson could be a guy that they would get. Savard, I think, has got some salary. That'd be a lot for Edmonton to retain, I think. So Edmondson's probably the guy. Edmondson for Edmonton. Say that 3 times fast. Okay, let's go to Flames Lightning. Flames at plus 124 Road Dog. Flames still in the mix, man. They could still make the playoffs even though they're selling the farm. I don't know, man. I don't know what to think of the Lightning, man. I heard today from Twisted Rister was talking about his impromptu show. Vasilevsky 8.39 save percentage. Not good. What do you got? Flames, let's drop Rico for a minute. You got Flames Lightning. Who do you like there, Perlo?
I mean, this seems like the most draw game you could possibly
draw season. Okay.
Totally draw.
Draw season, okay.
Yeah, I would say draw. I can't pick a side here. I don't know. Temper, I have no idea. So I would just say draw would be my play.
Okay. Yeah. So so the occupancy that's in the chat is not the real occupancy. So see you later, buddy. And I'm wondering if Andrew is the real Andrew. We'll have to figure that one out. Yeah. Anyway, thank God occupancy responded to me. So I took care of it.
Hey boys, I gotta head out, man. I gotta cut her short.
Yeah, we'll see you, Rico. Thank you, man. Thank you for jumping on early. Sorry for the impromptu. There was just too many trades to not go early. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for afternoon. All right, so that was awesome. All right, Perlo, we only got one more game to talk about then, or 2 more.
Yep. I got time for that.
What?
I got time for 2 quick ones, yeah.
Yeah, Canucks Golden Knights. Who do you like? Canucks Golden Knights.
I think Golden Knights get a boost for just get a boost with all the talk going on and likely the team adding. I just don't trust Vancouver right now. They haven't looked good. They kind of reverted back to their old ways a little bit. That high shooting percentage is starting to come and biting them in the butt a little bit. And I think I'll probably lean on the Vegas side here, but it's a tough one because Vegas really is injured a lot, and it's a tough spot. But I if I had to, I would take Vegas. I don't think I'm going to play the game though.
Yeah, Canucks haven't played great. They did get a nice win against the LA last night in LA. But I'm kind of with you. I mean, this is kind of a must win for Vegas, honestly. They have not been playing good. So, hey, there's still time to see some things shape out here. This being Thursday, they could add some more players before the day. So it's going to be interesting. Islanders Sharks, I only bring that one up. I don't think we bet it because of the line so bad, but a huge game for the Islanders. Who do you like there?
San Jose team will tell you, you better become to play against the San Jose team. And that was a terrible loss. Or no, they just won their last one, didn't they? Who did they? They beat St. Louis, did they not? No, they lost to St. Louis. It was a terrible loss against St. Louis. Like this, you don't know what you're getting with this team. Now, I would think, like you said, they need every freaking point right now. They would be coming balls out against the Sharks here. Like let's put it this way: if New York Islanders undervalue the Sharks here, if I'm Lamoriello, I'm trading Ollie. I'm trading whoever now. I'm done. I'm done with this team. I would be done. So, and if I was Patrick Waugh, I'd be telling him to do it too, because this team needs to show some balls in this spot. You got to take the Islanders some way, shape, or form just because. But I don't trust
they need it.
Team.
Yeah,
I just don't trust that team.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. Now, I will say this, and just as a final note, Lamoriello, who doesn't say much, has said they are not subtracting; they're adding. I mean, they'll have to subtract to put some better players on the roster if they're making trades. But he's trying to make moves. He's out there moving and shaking. 82-year-old Lou Lamoriello. Well, thank you for jumping on early, Perlo. Really appreciate it. It's been a tumultuous couple of days here on the Sports Spirit channel, NHL Nightly, working through some things. Hey, our thoughts and prayers go out to Tim York. Tim, do not worry, man. You'll always be a friend to us. This can happen to any one of us, so don't stress about it. We will not have a show this evening, guys, because we did it today. So we'll have a lot to talk about on Thursday. I'm sure there's going to be some more trades. Thursday, we'll preview Friday's 4 games. Thanks again for popping on. Appreciate everybody. We'll see you around. Okay? Have a good one.
Yeah, take care.